All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are going way beyond prompt engineering. Forget that. We're talking about something so much more powerful, how you can become a cognitive architect. This is all about changing the way you think and work with AI to get to a level of insight and impact that, honestly, most people just aren't even going to touch. Does this hit a little close to home? Because we've kind of entered this age of productivity theater. I mean, we're all pumping out emails, reports, and summaries faster than ever before, but there's a huge hidden cost. We're risking our actual ability to think, to reason, to solve hard problems. You know, it's like if you use a GPS for every single drive, you eventually forget how to read a map. It's the exact same idea. So that brings us to this really critical choice, which is laid out perfectly here. We can use AI as a mental crutch, right, where it does the thinking for us and our own mental muscles just get weaker and weaker. Or we can use it as a mental exoskeleton, a powerful tool that actually extends our own intelligence and helps us build intellectual strength. Today, we're building that exoskeleton. And how are we going to do that? With something called the Cognitive Architect Framework. It's a system built on 4 key pillars, and it's designed to completely change your relationship with AI, moving you from being just a passive user to a truly strategic thinker. So let's start with the first 2 pillars. These are all about the external stuff, the actions you take. This is the tactical side of the equation, deciding where you should focus your energy and how to structure your conversations with AI to get the absolute biggest impact. The first pillar is all about a radical prioritization of your effort. You have to divide all your work into 2 zones. So over on the left, you've got zone 1, the plateau. Think of this as utility work, formatting a spreadsheet, scheduling an email. For this stuff, your goal should be total outsourcing. Just let the AI handle it. But on the right, that's zone 2, the exponential zone. This is your high-stakes, creative, strategic work, where just a tiny improvement in your insight can have a massive, massive return. Here, the goal isn't to replace your thinking, it's to amplify it. But here's the real secret weapon for Zone 2. You don't just avoid AI. No, you use AI to clear away the tedious, boring parts within your most important projects. Things like organizing a mountain of research for a book. This frees you up to pour all your energy into the soul of the project, the core idea that only you can deliver. And this brings us right to the second pillar. Architecture. You know, most people treat AI like a slot machine. That's the gambler on the left. They type in a vague prompt, pull the lever, and just hope for a jackpot. A better way, the way of the architect, is on the right. An architect doesn't hope. They design a detailed blueprint to build a very specific outcome. So how do you actually do that? You use this 3-layer blueprint. First, contextual grounding. Never ask a question in a vacuum. Give the AI your specific data, your constraints, your world first. Second, and this one is a total game changer, process transparency. Don't just ask for the answer. Ask the AI to explain its reasoning step by step. This teaches you new ways to think about the problem yourself. And third, create a multi-stage loop. This is not a one-and-done prompt. It's a whole workflow. Have the AI do research, then have it critique its own research, while you, the architect, do the final crucial step of synthesis. Okay, so we've covered the external actions, the what you do. Now we need to shift to the internal game, the how you think. The last 2 pillars are all about forging the mindset of a true cognitive architect. And really, this is where the magic happens. Now, the third pillar is built on an idea that's, well, it's pretty counterintuitive. We're all taught to think that making things easier is better. But as this quote says, in the world of learning, ease is the enemy. This is the core of what's called the resistance principle. And that brings us to this awesome concept, the mental gym. Think about it. If you go to the gym and hire a personal trainer to lift the weights for you, who gets stronger? They do, not you. It is exactly the same with AI. If you just ask it to summarize a book, the AI gets the workout. What you need to do instead is use AI to create what are called desirable difficulties. These are challenges that actually build your own mental muscle. So what does that actually look like? These examples are perfect. Instead of just getting a summary, read the book and then have the AI quiz you on its toughest concepts. Or, here's a great one. Make the AI act as a devil's advocate and try to tear apart your best ideas. You could even have it generate 10 reasons why your big project is doomed to fail. It's that intellectual friction that forges real strength. And finally, we have pillar 4, intellectual humility. This one is all about your ego. The know-it-all on the left is too embarrassed to admit what they don't know. But the learn it all on the right, they see AI as the ultimate judgment-free zone. It's a totally safe space to ask any question, no matter how basic, and fill in knowledge gaps incredibly fast. And there's a brilliant tactic for this. It's called the strategy of recursive simplicity. If you don't get something, ask the AI to explain it to you like you're 10 years old, then like you're 15, then like you're a first-year analyst. This simple little trick lets you build a really strong foundation on pretty much any topic, going from clueless to competent without ever feeling judged. So, let's tie it all together. After you adopt these 4 pillars, effort, architecture, resistance, and humility, what's the big payoff? Well, it's a huge shift from valuing your output to valuing your insight. It's about becoming the kind of thinker who simply cannot be replaced. And this right here is probably the most important takeaway of all. In the age of AI, your value doesn't come from how much you can produce anymore, and AI will always be a better production machine. Your unique, irreplaceable value comes from the quality of your insight, your strategy, and your critical thinking. That is the new currency. So I'm going to leave you with this question. The very next time you sit down to work on something with AI, just pause for a second and ask yourself, am I being a gambler right now, just pulling the lever and hoping for the best? Or am I being an architect, deliberately designing a blueprint? The choice is yours.